the worst kept secret of silly season revealed as Lance Stroll is officially announced as Valtteri Bottas's teammate, the Felipe Massa replacement at the Williams F1 team for 2017. Hooray! Right?
Yay.
Yay.
Claire goes from deputy team principal to headmaster real quick.
Headmaster. Oh dear. Yeah, like for those regulars, I think Lance only just turned 18, right?
Yep.
And I think that was what was keeping it on hold. Really, was just the fact that they obviously they couldn't really unveil the fact that he was going to join the team because, again, they're sponsored by Martini. Martini obviously is an alcohol firm, and let's be real here, they weren't really going to go out of their way to reveal a 17-year-old when a team is sponsored by an alcohol company.
Especially the drinking age in Britain is 18. I know the drinking age in his home province in Canada, in Quebec, is 18.
Yeah, I think it's, and then in a lot of America it's 21 in a lot of places.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. In the United States it's 21, in Canada it's 18, so.
Oh, Canada. Give me the free drinking, as always. But, overall, just, it's an interesting move, because it's gotten a lot of talk. Now it's finally confirmed. The internet was kind of rife on this one. What I find amazing here, King, is that so many people here were rising to Stroll's defense after winning the European Formula 3 title last year. King, where were these people when Esteban Ocon won it 2 years ago? Just asking.
Nowhere, because Esteban Ocon is not the son of a billionaire.
It's funny how these things turn out, as I know that, certain people out here were saying, oh, well, Lance Stroll won the European Formula 3 title. Where's the focus on that? Because you guys don't give a shit about the European Formula 3 title. That's why. Like you guys are too busy trashing the series after all the crashes they had last year. That's the reason why. So, I said it on Twitter at the time. I said, listen, no one here with a brain is really dismissing the significance of Stroll's European Formula 3 title. That's great, good for him. And he was amazing in the European Formula 3 this year. Absolutely dominated the title. Could have taken the last 3 weekends off and he still would have won the championship. My point I want to make is this. Let's not be naive here. No guy off the back of a European Formula 3 title is debuting with a top 5 team right away. No way. Lance Stroll's dad is a billionaire, and apparently he's already put over $80 million into his son's investment into Formula 1. $80 million, King.
Yeah, this is that is Williams could be a top 4 team again money.
Yeah, that is an insane, ridiculous amount of money. There is absolutely no denying that the financial factor of Stroll played a massive hand into getting a seat as prolific as Williams right away. So please, let's not be naive about this either and say, oh, this is not a money move, it's about his skill, it's about his ability. Yeah, he's got that too. I'm not denying that for a minute.
He's like the dream rookie driver. He's got both.
He's got both. He's got talent, and he's got a ridiculous boatload of money behind him. Lance admitted himself that the money was a huge factor to get this F1 seat. If he can be honest about it, why can't we as fans? Let's also understand, it's like Lance is not defending the amount of money that's got him to this point. He's not caping for his dad's money here, so why do we have to make the caping for him? I don't get it, King. It's just, it's why are people so naive about Stroll's money and where it's coming from? Is it the whole pay driver thing again, where people want to defend his honor because he's actually pretty good?
Yeah, it's a pay driver thing again. Especially when his dad is that notably wealthy. It's not like he's some backseat, no one's ever heard of his family before kind of millionaire.
Yeah, it's not rich, he's wealthy. It's that famous Chris Rock comedy sketch where he goes, Shaq is rich, the white guy that signs his checks is wealthy.
But again, to defend the skill side, there's only we're not saying that he's not good, but there's only 6 occasions where he finished outside the top 5 last season in a 30-race season.
He is incredible. The kid is a very talented kid. Absolutely no one is denying that about him at all. But what I am saying is that the money played a massive hand in this too.
Yes.
And especially when Williams is a top 5 team that has struggled the last 2 years and needs the money to literally be able to exist at this point.
And it's not as Lance Stroll, his dad, loves racing. He owns a racetrack. He owns Mont Tremblant, and he collects vintage Ferraris. Like, this dude loves racing.
And that's a good thing. We got another guy that actually gives a shit about racing in racing. That's a good thing. Yeah. So I just think people are coming out here in denial. I've said it time and again. Like, the pay driver thing has evolved into more of a pay driver we like kind of thing. Because I know Ria Haryanto got trashed when he got the man a seat when he finished 4th in GP2 the previous season, had better credentials than Marcus Ericsson did. And ironically, we're now starting to get behind Marcus Ericsson as a driver now. We've got to realize, oh wait, he's actually kind of good, this kid.
Even though that people bashed Ericsson for having a lot of personal backing.
Yeah, a lot of personal backing, and was only 6th in GP2 when he graduated into the Lotus drive. So, you can't win if you try here, So, again, like, our lack of consistency when it comes to the pay driver thing, I just find amazing and really kind of annoying at this point. That for certain drivers, no one will make that pay driver argument, whereas with other guys, they will shove it down people's throats. Well, what I would also say on top of this is that, like, King, tell your mans. Tell your mans, Claire. Like, in this case, tell your woman's Claire Williams that no one is buying the crap that she was putting at the press conference, King. Tell your mans, because Claire Williams said Williams is a team that has never been influenced by cash when it comes to employing a driver. Like, Claire, who are you fooling here? Like,
yeah, like, what about that driver, Claire, that said that you personally had his car sabotaged?
Yeah, Claire, like, just to remind you, Claire, you once cut reigning GP2 champion Nico Hulkenberg in 2010 for Pastor Maldonado, literally because he had more funding for the team than he did. What are you trying to prove here, Claire? At one point, your team was literally Pastor Maldonado and Bruno Senna. 2 very, very reputable drivers, but also 2 guys that had a ton of funding behind them. Like, holy crap. Like, Claire, you're fooling no one here. Absolutely no one. Like, it's okay. We get it. Your team is struggling. You haven't got the funds to compete with Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari. We all know that, and that's okay. But, like, who are you fooling by saying we're not a team influenced by money? Every team is influenced by money to a degree.
Yeah, it's like, just be honest about it. Like, personally, we don't care. There are probably, like, a whole bunch of people that do care, but they're... Oh, God. How did I phrase who these people are who actually care that teams are influenced by money?
Idiots.
Yeah.
I just find it asinine that Claire Williams thinks we're stupid, King. I don't like that. I don't like that because I like Claire Williams a lot. I've got a lot of time for Claire, but I'm like, who are you fooling here? You once cut a 22-year-old Nico Hulkenberg for Pastor Maldonado's old ass. No. We're not buying this. Whatever you're selling, I ain't buying. So, congrats to Lance Stroll. It's a great opportunity for the kid. Great to have another, healthy investor in F1 in the future. And good for Williams, because they've got, a ton of money that's going to come their way to help this kid get over. Although, I will say this, bad news if you're Valtteri Bottas. Like, this is not good. Like, there is a lot of scenarios that could happen here for Valtteri Bottas going forward, and not many of them are good here, King.
Hey. He could have a better car, though. But
he could get upstaged by an 18-year-old rookie.
Whoa. Things turned out fine for Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, because he's like a legitimate top 3 or 4 driver on the planet. Valtteri Bottas is not that guy.
As much as we like to bash Valtteri Bottas.
What? No. Who is this we? You mean Chris Cook? You don't you?
Yes.
Hi, Chris. If I know you're listening. Hi. Valtteri
Bottas is a solid driver. I wouldn't put him in like the upper echelon of like top 5 or top 7 guys. No, but he's solid. He's solid.
He's very solid. And the thing is, well, the Ferrari dream has pretty much died of him because he just kind of proved he wasn't really all that good. If he can't really convincingly beat Felipe Massa, he probably hasn't got a chance of a Ferrari seat. The problem is that if Stroll comes out and is halfway decent right out of the box, it's not going to make Bottas look good. That's the problem with him going forward. And you know what? He's not happy about a record he's got, King.
Yeah.
What record is this?
Most points without a Grand Prix victory.
Val. So in other words, he reaped the rewards of Williams being like the second best car 2 years ago, had 6 podiums in 2014, and it's now got a ton of points and no win to show for it. Poor guy. Pardon me. Poor guy. Oh dear, but good for Williams. I think that's a solid hire. It's a dream situation. You got a rookie who's talented with some money. That's an amazing situation right there, and to make it work for him. So that's awesome.